All right, we're in there. We are live, brother.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we got a ton to cover today. Holy crap, we got a ton to cover. Today is going to
Sure do.
be. Let me see if this light works. Yeah, that's good until next cloud rolls in or something. And Lord knows where that light's coming. Where's that light coming from?
Just popping out the chat.
Look at this light right here on my forehead. What is that? I don't know. Light, then it's gone. It was a kitchen. It was a kitchen light. All right. Wow. What a podcast today is going to be. We have four people here already. Spivey, of course. Yeah, Spivey's the first one here. He's always the first one here.
Always.
Always. Um, the food label one. I thought the sugar was going to be amazing, man. But the food label one, holy cow. This is going to be.
I got some info, have you?
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Cool.
So let me just double check I got everything plugged in right. Nothing's beeping. Scary. I'm hoping I got this plugged in right. Uh-oh. Because it said it was going to die on me, but we'll see what happens. All right. Let's see. I kind of want to talk about first, like the history of the sugar part. So, like, I do have some notes. So you're gonna see me glancing off to the side because there's just a lot. Like some of the stuff I remember learning a long time ago, but some of it's just it's just hard. Okay. But like in the beginning, fats became the scapegoat for heart attacks and stuff like that. And the sugar industry really pushed um, the idea that fat is bad for you. Okay, and it wasn't even until like they came up with this idea that like in the 1970s when they first discovered LDL cholesterol, right? You know what that is. And supposedly it's going to be really bad for you. LDL is bad cholesterol. HDL is good cholesterol. Triglycerides are the triglycerides. But we do know that eating fat raises LDLs, and there's no argument over that. Eating fat raises LDLs. Okay, and then they determined that LDLs, not all LDLs, but we'll get into that another episode. But LDLs contribute to heart disease. Okay, so they instead of putting 1 plus 1 equals 2, they put 1 plus 2 equals 2. They got it all wrong. So they went like, oh, okay, so if LDLs cause your cholesterol to go up and cholesterol causes you to have heart disease, then eating fat must cause heart disease. And oddly enough, they were totally wrong. Yeah. Wrong. Yeah. So now they're finally determining after 40 years of beating people up with these lies and bull crap. You know, this is where you can swear, by the way. That's where you can swear. Yeah. They've ingrained in people that cholesterol is this bad thing and fats are terrible and sugar's okay because sugar is sweet and nice and everything blah 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 and basically it was just one guy and a lot of keto guys, people know this guy, Ansel Keys. You ever hear of him?
Nope.
Never heard of him. All right. Well, he I think Time magazine put him out on the cover in 1980 or something like that.
Okay.
But he did a study back in the day. It was called a 7-country study where he tested. He said, okay, all these countries that eat fat, it causes heart disease, and he used it. And they didn't have computers back when he was doing this study. Okay, now what he found out, and this is in his book, in his findings. It's kind of a quote, so I'm not going to say it's a quote, but it's pretty close. It's on page 262, and I'm telling you, man, I read almost every one of those pages, and my eyes are like, what? This guy This is what he came up with.
Alive.
Yeah, this is what he came up with, and the whole world believed him. It's like he writes, heart disease was significantly correlated with sucrose and saturated fats. Okay.
Okay.
So what they did, they took the saturated fats part and ran like hell with it, and they left the sucrose, like the sugar, they left that out.
Yeah.
And he never did a study that said, okay, so what about just sucrose or just fat? Basically, his studies were, well, sucrose and fat cause heart disease, sugar and fat. And I was just like, well, and now he died in 2004. His stuff, his study was never released to anybody. He wouldn't let people look it over, and now we're left with this big giant stupid study that we forced upon you forced upon Japan ran with
food
it.
industry just run with it, taking fat out of everything and replaced it with sugar.
Right. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. So I'm just reading over my notes, and it says fat, like you just said, fat is the flavor in foods. They removed the fat, and the food didn't taste good, so they turned around and they put the sugar back into it. It was just like,
filled it with sugar.
Yeah. It just idiots. And then we just started getting hooked and more on sugar. And like the way to really look at it was, I put this out there, and this is pretty interesting. Coca-Cola. This is how they know what they're doing. Coke in 1915, a 6.5 ounce bottle. Okay, you drank one of those every day, and all these are going to be about whether you drink one of these drinks every day. You gain 8 pounds of fat in a year. That's if you don't burn it off. And it's pretty hard to burn off sugar anyway. So people think it's not. But what happens, we all know that sugar gets into your body, goes into your bloodstream, insulin gets released. Insulin tries to grab all this sugar, puts it in fat cells, and blocks you from using it. So people go, oh, I'm just going to eat this sugar or this candy bar. This candy bar here. Yeah, this is my wife's candy bar. It really is. This is her favorite freaking candy bar in the world. But I'm going to use this as one of our food labels. Came out with a bigger bottle. It was 10 ounces. And you're going to gain 13 pounds. 1960, they came out can. And that was a 12-ounce can. And you're going to gain 16 pounds a year. In 1992, they came out with a 20-ounce bottle. Now, on the bottle, it says 2.5 servings. But everybody drinks the whole damn bottle.
Yeah,
it's not that, it's like, it's like a bottle like this size, you know what I mean? It's not much bigger than that or different than this. 20 ounce, 26 pounds a year, and then in there too was the introduction to the Big Gulp or the Thirst Buster, those big drinks.
Yeah.
And those are a 44 ounce. You gain 57 pounds of fat a year. In a year.
Oh, yeah.
Just by that, just by that. And then, it's just, I just want to make sure I get all of this down. So I want to skip.
It's really scary, man. Because
I know.
The height of, when I was at my heaviest and the height of my fatness, I used to take to work. I used to do overnight shifts at the place where I worked.
Right.
So I'd go to sleep there. And on my way to work, I grabbed a 2-liter bottle of full sugar Coke, man, just to keep me through that. It's half a gallon?
Yeah.
Half a gallon bottle, and I sit there and drink it with a straw.
Yeah.
The whole night. And that was like every night of the week. And I wondered why I was obese.
I remember
it's scary.
Remember when I was on duty, sergeant in the Marine Corps, and one of my go-to snacks if I had to work all night was I'd have like 3 Butterfingers and 3 Diet Dr. Peppers. Oh, because the diet part was I was looking out for myself, But then I graduated to like the big giant Butterfinger thing, and I just I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't know, and they weren't telling us. Like For instance,
No.
here.
Well, you kind of knew that sugar was bad for you,
I
even then,
know,
though.
because they're telling you all this time. They're like, "Oh, sugar's fine, sugar's fine." Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even now, the American Heart Association says we should be eating 6 to 9 tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar a day. 6 to 9. Now that's not you 6 to 9. You're supposed to eat 9. Women are
Yeah.
supposed to eat 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's ridiculous. Because if a person does that, okay, that's 24 to 36 grams of sugar a day. And that equals 9.9 pounds of fat to 14.8 pounds of fat a year. And that's following what the American Heart Association recommends, that we're supposed to gain 10 pounds of fat or 15 pounds of fat in a year.
That's chaos.
It's ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous. And then the fact that we're not eating those 6 to 9, we're actually eating 22.
More than that, yeah.
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 And that's 88 grams of fat a day. And that's ridiculous, you know. And then
most people are eating that before breakfast if they're eating sugar.
I know, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And I guess the average American or yeah, is like eating 150 pounds of sugar in a year. How do you eat that much? That's like, and I even figured it out. I was like, how much is that? Well, 108 teaspoons are in a pound of sugar. That's 16,329 teaspoons of sugar to 18,506 pounds of sugar in a year, or teaspoons of sugar in a year. 18,500 teaspoons of sugar in a year. That's a lot. You know, it's literally no joke. It's scary. And they want to act like that 6 teaspoons isn't a lot. You know, and you know, in some cases, I guess some places they may not think that's a lot. Like some people say, it's not that bad. 6 teaspoons. I could put some of that in my coffee. But then you look at, I wrote some of these down. McDonald's cheeseburger, 7 grams. 7 grams. That's almost 2 teaspoons. McDonald's Big Mac, 9 grams. That's over 2 teaspoons. A McDonald's sweet tea, yeah, they originally had 69 grams of sugar, which was 17.5 teaspoons. That's like 2.5 Snickers bars.
Wow.
Yeah, in one freaking sweet tea. And then, but then McDonald's nicely, you know, for everybody, they lowered it to 32.
Oh,
I guess
that's good of
they
them.
were like killing people. And then now that's still 8 teaspoons. So it's still over the U.S. recommended daily allowance if that's the only sugar you had all day. But they found that like if you drink sugar, you'll tend to eat more. Because they said they did a study where they threw these kids at McDonald's and then they gave some of them 150 calories worth of sugar drink and they gave somebody just a regular drink. And the kids with the sugar drink ate like twice as much as the other kids. I'm like, it's like our society.
When the sugar hits your gut, it marks the leptin in your stomach, so it doesn't send those signals to your brain that you're full.
Right,
so you just keep on. That's why people can just binge on sugar like all night and not feel full. Or they feel full, but don't feel full as quick.
The only thing I feel full like FOOL. I feel full. Full. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, and we know that fast food is bad, so we know that's going to have a bad effect on us, right? And that's fine. But like, you start mixing some healthy foods, all right? You start looking at skim milk. Serving of skim milk, 3 teaspoons of sugar. Bread. White bread is 3 grams. That's not as bad as I thought. I was expecting it to be a lot higher.
Is that for 1 slice, though?
No, that's for 2.
No,
that's 2. It's
2 slices.
Yeah, it's 1.5. That might have been some really crazy bread that I looked up because I always thought bread was a lot higher in sugar than that. Yeah. So, like, say you took Lucky Charms, right? Or say this cereal right here. Okay, this cereal right here. It's an average little crispy rice, little, you know. I guess it's like
Cracker Pops.
I don't even know what it is, but it's sitting in the back of our cabinet. I bet the expiration date is like 100
for those rainy days.
Yeah, this expiration date, like, tell me why this is still in my cabinet. December? What does it say?
2014.
Yeah, that's 4 years expired. Why is it still in my cabinet? I don't know. And you know what? If I poured it out and ate it, it'd probably taste just as good. It's probably not stale. It doesn't sound stale. I don't know what it would sound like not stale. But anyway, say you ate this. All right. Now, here's the kicker. This is what's funny. All right. We're going to go over how to read labels. But when you look at the label on this, the label is like the serving size is this. That's a serving size of this.
No one has that much.
No. I eat like 3 of those,
4
right?
times that.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times that. So just with one of those servings is 12 grams of sugar. So say you eat 3 of those little cups, right? That's 36 grams of sugar. Every 4 grams of sugar is a teaspoon. So you're talking what, 9 grams of 9 teaspoons in one serving. That's not even including the milk. And if you put the milk in, you're probably putting at least twice the milk that they suggest here. Maybe.
So you're getting sugar from your lactose and
yeah. Oh, it's like
sugar from the skim milk.
Yeah. Why is everybody dying? I don't know. We don't know. It's because they're not working out. You know, it doesn't matter that they're eating. Yeah.
What's that number? It's like 80% of prepackaged foods contains added sugars. Is that 80% or is it lower than that?
No, it's 80. I found that out too. I was just like, unbelievable. 80. Yeah, right here. I have it. 80%. See what I wrote there? 80% of food in America is spiked with sugar. 80%. You're right on. 80%. 80%. And it's like anything you go out and find, it's got sugar in it. And then they think, oh, well, I don't care if this soda is like 10 times more sugar than you should have. You're fine.
One of those energy drinks is like 50, 60, nearly 60 grams of sugar.
I know. And they're giving it to kids.
500 mil.
Yeah. And then more on the health, right? A banana. Or how about an orange? An orange is what they would give a diabetic who's having a low sugar reaction, and they give them an orange, or they'll give them orange juice. Lord help them if they give them orange juice. Orange juice is 26 grams or 24 grams of sugar in a small little glass of orange juice. 24 grams of sugar. That's six teaspoons of sugar. That'll get your sugar up. That'll do it. An orange is 9 grams. That's 2.5. That's 2.5 grams of sugar. Or 2.5 teaspoons of sugar.
See, people argue about the differences between natural sugars that they find in fruit, and like fructose in fruit, and refined sugars. And they say that fructose in fruit is better for you than it would be if it was refined sugar or whatever. But your small intestine doesn't know the difference.
No. What's his name? Dr. Robert Lustig. He's out of like the University of California, I think, is what he's out of. He's done a few videos on sugar, and his poison that he talks about is fructose, which is sugar from fruit. He said it is the number one worst sugar that's out there. Now, table sugar is fructose, 50% fructose, and 50% glucose. Yeah. So that's sucrose. So, but like my wife. And I'm picking on her. I don't mean to. But imagine eating granola and a yogurt. All right? 2 teaspoons of sugar in the yogurt. And that's in one serving. And that's what it says online. And the yogurt is 39 grams of sugar, which is 10 teaspoons of sugar. So, I left it in the fridge. But, and she mixes that together. So she eats more granola than what they're saying too. So she's probably at 14 or 16 grams of sugar or teaspoons of sugar.
Straight out of bed.
Yeah, not even straight out of bed. When we're sitting on the couch watching Netflix or something, she's eating this. And I said, what are you eating? Granola and yogurt. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those ones.
I'm like, here, just have 4 of these and you'll be all right.
Yogurt's definitely one of those foods that they've hidden a lot of sugar in over the years because there's that whole craze of low fat. Yogurt's one of those ones where they've taken all the fat out, tastes like crap, so they just fill it full of refined sugars and
exactly
try and mask it as something else as well.
I know. I hear you. It is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. And then the problem with our food, like all of our processed food, is that it's low in micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals, and macros, are carbs, fats, and sugars, or carbs, fats, and proteins. It's also low in like fiber. So we've gotten away from eating fiber, which I think a man is supposed to have how much? Like 30 some grams of fiber. A woman's supposed to have like 25 grams. I don't. A man 25, a woman. I don't know. We'll get into fiber another time, but it's ridiculous how much you're supposed to have, and we don't have. We have like I think he said an average of 12 grams of fiber. So yeah, we're not doing
it's all
well.
Empty calories and just gorging on stuff that's not nutritious at all.
Well, in keto, it's really hard to get your fiber in too because a lot of the fiber comes in like oats and fruit and and then maybe some vegetables and stuff like that. But there's a lot of you basically the only thing of all the list that they have in fiber is really it's hard to get, but it is mostly like in our veggies. And a lot of people like some are talking about the carnivore diet or they start doing that egg fast or something like that, which I'm not 100% on. But the fact that if you're not getting those veggies in, you're not getting any fiber at all. And then they go, gee, why am I constipated? Well, I could name a couple reasons. Yeah. So, that's so ridiculous. It's just, and then they wonder why we're high in obesity, we're high in cancer, we're high in Alzheimer's, we're high in diabetes, we're high in high blood pressure. Why?
All caused by sugar.
All caused by sugar. Yeah. So, anyway, I forgot to ask, how was your week?
It was okay.
Well, it doesn't look like it was okay. You went all like, what's that crazy girl that shaved her head and did all that craziness? Britney Spears. You went all Britney Spears on me this week. Look at you. You shaved your head. You shaved your face. You don't even. Where's my buddy Matt at? Where the hell is he? I don't even see him.
It was my goal this week to look more and more like a penis. So
oh Jesus!
I've done that.
Oh, there we go. We just went R-rated. Yeah, and then your Wednesday video for your blubber sphere. By the way, if you haven't seen Blubber Sphere, check it out. Please. Yeah, please check it out and subscribe to poor Blubber Sphere. He's only at 200 subscribers. And how long have you had that channel?
Yeah, like a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Podcast beat me to 200 subs.
Yeah. And I do want to thank everybody here that has subscribed, even though like only 7 people so far have showed up. I don't know where the other 211 are at, or 212, but hopefully they watch the replay of this. I haven't even seen anybody really talking. Have you? Well, actually, there's some. We just missed it and all. Delaney's here. Spivey was here. All these people might have been here. Amanda Fitzgerald is here. By the way, Amanda Fitzgerald won. She won on the Facebook group. She won the Keto Mojo. Still hasn't gotten to her because she lives in the middle of nowhere, Canada. Yeah. I sent it off to her and they were like $16. And I was like, man, I could probably just drive it up there for cheaper than that. But yeah, Jason Wright's here. Russ Man Fit is here. Nikki F is here. So yeah, we're all here. And I appreciate that. We have 9.
My week wasn't that bad.
Then why'd you go all crazy? Your video was like burr, burr, burr.
Get it done.
Yeah, like 1 minute and something. It was really bizarre. And I wasn't the only one that noticed. I didn't even say anything. And Viv Nurse, he's like, hey man, you all right? He was all concerned about you and everything. He's like, no, you okay, man? You need a hug? You need a hug? I should have worn my shirt. I should have worn my shirt that said "free hugs" on it. That would have been so much more fitting for today. Anyway, let's talk about labels. A lot of people, I don't know. It took me a while to learn how to read a label too, but in keto, it's a little simpler, really. It really is. Like we're gonna pick on this box again. The first thing you want to look at in the box is not calories. A lot of people look at calories. Ignore the calories. When you're doing keto, no matter what it is, even if it's like a chunky, what is this? Chunky chicken corn chowder. I don't even know that's, I don't know why she eats this
chicken corn chowder.
Yeah, she eats this stuff. And you know what? Look at that. Look what it says on it. Healthy
heart.
Yeah.
Heart healthy.
Healthy request, heart healthy. And a lot of times, we're going to put this aside for now. There's these things called stoplights that they have. See these little things down the bottom? The calories and the fats and stuff like that. You see these? So these things, they try to put right out front. They do it on this cereal. They'll put them right there at the bottom. I believe in Great Britain, they're actually colored. So in Great Britain, like the sugar is in red. So like you look at it and you see the red, you run usually, if you're smart. But in this one, the sugar is in just as plain as anybody, 12 grams of sugar and 120 calories. 12 grams of sugar. That's just crazy. Yeah. And they say, oh, but zero fat. There's no fat in there. Okay. Yeah, no fat. All right. So the first thing you want to look at is not just the carbs, but everybody will. So you're going to look at it and you're going to see carbs. All right. This one has 27 grams of carbohydrates. Is this backwards?
Yeah, it would be.
Is it backwards?
Not to me. The first thing I look at when I look at labels is the serving size. I don't even look at the breakdown first. The first thing I look at is serving size, because I know that if there's one serving per packet, then I know that that's the full amount of whatever it is in it after that.
Yeah, and they don't have to put the serving size down.
No,
because a lot of times what they'll put in there instead of a serving size, they'll put they'll list something that's really hard to say. Like say they put serving size 22 grams, and you're like, what? How do I measure 20?
How much is in the packet?
How am I going to measure 22 grams? And then if it's too hard to do to figure it out, don't do it. And that's what's ridiculous. Just don't do it. Just avoid that product whatsoever. One of the things I look at first is sugar. All right, this bad boy here, I'm pretty sure YouTube flips it around. I think somebody told me that Facebook keeps the lettering backwards, but YouTube turns it around. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. But this one says 12 grams of sugar per serving, and there's 14 servings. Now, what you want to look at, though, is look at that sugar. All right? Now, on the far right-hand side of it is going to be your daily recommended amounts. Notice on sugar, they don't have one. They're like... They don't.
Those percentages as well are based on a 2,000 calorie a day diet as well.
Right, so and that's listed down here, right here. Yep. Yeah. They'll list. They'll put like 2,000 or 2,500. This one has 2,000 and 25 based on 2,000 and 2,500 calorie diets. You see that? Yep. Yep. So they don't even want you to know how much sugar you should have a year. Or a day. Yeah. They don't want you to be so like, wait a minute, why is the government telling me to eat, 10 pounds of fat worth of sugar a year? Are they trying to kill me? Hello. They're trying to kill you. That's what they're doing. Yeah. So that's and then they're so proud of their vitamins. Look at that. They got lots of vitamins in this.
There's lots of vitamins in it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
25%.
People look at that and they go, wow, I could eat 2 bowls of this and I'll have all my vitamins I need for the day. Except you also have more sugar than you could handle. You'll have
Carbohydrates, yeah.
You'll have 100 carbohydrates in one bowl. It's awful. Yeah. Unbelievable how they do that. So, like, you could look at other things. Mayonnaise. I brought out Hellmann's Real Mayonnaise. All right. Now,
Hellmann's.
Yeah, Hellmann's. It's not as bad as you would think, okay? It has no carbs. The fat is 1.5 grams.
That's good.
Yeah. But then it leads to the next thing you want to look at real quick. And that is
ingredients.
Ingredients. Yeah. Look at that. I think it's, what is that? Soybean oil. I'm trying to read it backwards. Soybean oil, water.
Vinegar, salt, sugar.
Vinegar, salt, sugar, lemon. Yeah. Yeah.
So they put sugar in it, and they label it as 0 sugars. It's under 1 gram, so they can then mark it as 0. So they still might have 0.9 of a gram of sugar in it, and they can just say 0.
Which, you know, if they don't have to list it, if it's under 1, then I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about less than 1 gram of sugar. I'm really not. There's also a couple different kinds that I get. Now, this one is mayo with like a wasabi sauce.
Oh,
how cool is that, huh?
Wasabi, I like it.
You ever hear that one?
No.
That stuff is crazy. But what do I eat it on? Nothing. I don't eat bread. I don't know what. That's why it's still closed. What's the expiration? And the expiration date is 8/27/16.
Yeah.
What am I doing? This thing is like 2 years old. It's like, well, a year and a half old, and it's still sitting in my.
Food.
I don't know. We have this giant pantry, and things hide really well in there. If my wife,
do you guys labels like I don't know if it's in America as well, but in Australia there's like when they add in sweeteners and stuff, they can just add like the additive number. So instead of just having like what actual, like instead of aspartame or aspartame or whatever you call it, they can put 950 or 951.
I don't know.
On the label, so sweeteners 951, and hiding it even further.
Did you bring any labels? Did you bring any labels?
I did not.
We only knew about this a week ago. We only knew we were going to do labels. Anyway, back to the American way, since you're confusing everybody. Here's one. This one is a pretty good one. Okay, this is mayonnaise made from coconut oil. So this is pretty dang on keto. But once I bought it, I was so excited. I was like, oh, coconut oil mayonnaise, high in MCTs, low in oxidation. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then I took it home, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to put in it? You know, maybe deviled eggs. If I think about it, I could probably make deviled eggs out of it. But
spread it on your bacon.
But guess what the expiration is on this? This whole video is going to be about my expiration days. No, it's like a year ago. A year ago this month.
You need to clean out. You need to clean it out.
I know. Look, 4/25/17. God, if my wife saw these days, like we could have stuff in the fridge, and it's like it doesn't even expire until like 2 days from now. She's throwing it in the garbage. She's like, I won't eat that. I won't eat that. And I'm like, Jen, that's only an estimation. But I'm thinking some of these, if they're like the cereal, neither one of us eat this anyway, and you can't give it to dogs because it's chocolate. Well, it's probably, you know what? There's probably not even really chocolate in this thing. Oh yeah. Second ingredient, chocolate. No, third one. It's rice, sugar, and cacao and cocoa processed with acai or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's my mayonnaise choice. This one right here. That's an awesome one. All right. We're killing it, man. We're at 5 people right now. We're doing really well, man. We're so interesting. Everybody's just kind of hanging out. I wish people they don't like us. I don't know. What are we doing wrong? Creamy almond butter versus sun butter. Sun butter is made from sunflower seeds.
Okay.
You ever try it?
No.
You ever hear of it?
I've not. Sun butter, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that here.
This is, I got it on Amazon, and it's really expensive on Amazon. But you know what? It's probably not expensive anywhere else. But it says peanut free. There's no peanuts. The person I saw that recommended this was Thomas DeLauer. I don't know if you ever watched him on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, he's this jacked scientific guy. Somehow he has all these scientific terms in his muscle head. But I think that guy is like, I think he's the best keto person on the internet because he looks the part. He can work out. He's smarter than anybody on the internet. He makes Dr. Berg, look bad. And then he's a nice guy. From everything I've ever heard about him, he's a nice person. You know what I mean? I wish we could get him on this show. He'd liven it up. Girls would be all like googly and stuff. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Primal Edge Health, Tristan from Primal Edge Health.
Oh yeah. He's no nonsense though. I almost had him on. I was supposed to work something out with him on Thursday. They even said, yeah, we're available Thursday. We'll even put you in the newsletter, and then emails didn't happen. Yeah, I missed emails, or they blew me off or something. I don't know. I had this guy on today though. Adapt Your Health guy.
Oh, cool.
Or Adapt Your Life. And this is a product that they sell, and it's in case you're getting tired of bacon and eggs every day. You could actually make like an oatmeal, like a hot breakfast. And
I'm getting bored of bacon and eggs.
I know, who can? I've been doing it for 4 years. Everybody's like, what? Yeah, I kind of eat the same thing. And that guy, Tristan, you're talking about, he confirmed it for me. You know what I mean? He says, you know what? If you eat, he eats steak and eggs almost every morning. I don't have the money to eat steak and eggs, but I could eat bacon and eggs every morning. So, and then I've also heard that the more consistent you are on certain foods, if you narrow your food range down, your diet actually works better.
Yeah.
But and then there's Keto Connect. They have a different food. They probably eat a different food every day. So, and they're off in Hawaii getting engaged and stuff. I keep up with them too. They're like my soap opera. They're they're my keto soap opera. So I really like them. They're awesome, but they have way too much time on their hands.
Right.
Yeah. She's like a lawyer.
Apparently I waste a lot of my time.
Yeah, she's like a lawyer, and she chooses to do YouTube instead. So they're making some money on this or something.
Well, I need it for that, yeah.
Yeah. Look, even the almond bar or the almond joy bar has one of those little stoplight things that warn you, hello, this isn't going to be good for you. It says 21 grams of sugar in this bar, but it's gluten-free. Don't forget, it's gluten-free as always, it says. As always, gluten-free.
As always.
Yeah. So you can have this almond joy because it has coconut and a ton of sugar. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I've tried this stuff. This isn't bad. This is chocolate chip, but the serving size is way too small, man. The serving size is really small. It's 142 calories, right? How many? Guess what the serving size is for this?
It'd be like in that whole packet would be like 20 serves in the whole packet.
No, there's 13 servings in this whole packet. But guess what the serving size is? I'm not making this up either.
Half a cup. No idea.
2 tablespoons.
Yeah, right.
2 tablespoons. I like this company, but 2 tablespoons? I don't know. I'll have trouble with that. And I tried it. See, I opened the package up, and I tried just doing 2 tablespoons, and it was done before I even left the kitchen. Like I was going to walk out of the kitchen, and I was just like, yep, okay, let me just one more scoop, and I'm done. So, yeah. I brought these out, too. Elbow macaroni. Oh, I know this. I know this is expired. Is there even? Yeah.
Why do you keep all this stuff?
I don't know, man. Here it is. Best Buy October 12, 2014. Seriously, look at it. See it right above, yeah. This whole video is going to be about Gonzo needs to clean out his pantry. You know, I'm just going to leave this stuff out. My wife can throw it all away.
But like you said before, there's enough sugar in these things to make it last on the shelf anyway. You could probably eat it and it'd be fine.
I doubt there's even an expiration date on dry noodles. You know what I mean? But since we don't eat them anymore, and this is proof that I don't eat this stuff anymore, because look, it's been in the cabinet for 4 years. You know what I mean? People act like, oh yeah, I bet you eat some of that stuff. And now you're looking at stuff I dug out, and it's 4 years old. This is how long I've been doing the keto diet. This is what? This is 4 years old. This is 4 years old. My mayonnaise is 2 years old. Here's the other thing. My wife loves granola, all right? And it's honey bunches of oats. Honey bunches of oats granola. 1 serving size. Here it is. You ready? 1 serving size. That's it. That little.
She'd have way more than that, wouldn't she?
So you scoop that out. That's your serving size, okay? And you're supposed to do whatever you want with this. I don't know. But it's granola, so it's got to be. It's got 3 whole grams of fiber, 34 grams of whole grain, as if whole grain is supposed to be good. One thing I wanted to point out, too, while we're at it, is fiber, all right? A lot of times you're going to see this listed right here. Let's see if I can get that in there. You see that? See where it says total carbohydrates, 38, right? Dietary fiber is 3. I would have thought it would have been a lot higher. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
You would think granola. And then look underneath that. See what it says there?
12 grams of sugar?
No, underneath the carbohydrates. I just noticed I'm blocking you out every time I do this. But anyway, right there, underneath sugar. Other carbohydrates.
Avocados.
23 grams. So that's 61 grams of carbohydrates in 1 serving. 61 grams. In one of these little jiggers.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Anyway, it then talks about like dietary fiber. Now, a lot of times if they put in dietary fiber, a lot of times they are referring to insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber, this is kind of a bonus for this podcast because we were just going to talk about labels and stuff like that. But I need to get this fiber point and total carbs and net carbs thing out there. Dr. Eric Westman is total carbs. I'm total carbs to a point. I know insoluble fibers will pass through you and your body has trouble digesting them, so you really shouldn't even count them. Great. Some of these foods pretty much will say that it's a dietary fiber. And a dietary fiber meaning they're only counting the insoluble fiber. All right? Now, the problem I have is a lot of people aren't using just the insoluble fiber. They're counting the soluble fiber as well, and they're deducting that from their carbohydrates. And they're also deducting sugar alcohols from their carbohydrates. And I could see a little bit of those sugar alcohols, but I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea, that part of it. So if you want to deduct the insoluble fibers, like say this product talks about the insoluble fibers, and for some reason if you're eating this, I don't know why you would on keto, and you want to deduct 3 whole dietary fiber out of 61, then yeah, you're okay. So you're only eating 58 grams of fiber, or 58 grams of carbs. But the other issue I have is, say, I like avocados, okay? And please don't get me wrong about avocados. I think it's a great fruit. It's very high in fats. You know, it's a great,
also high in dietary fiber and carbohydrates. So.
Sort of, you would think, right? If you look on MyFitnessPal and you put in one medium avocado, it says 10 grams of fiber. And that's all it says, 10 grams of fiber. All right?
Yeah.
Anybody on here can do that. If you guys want to look at it, you'll see that go in MyFitnessPal and you put in one medium avocado, 10 grams of fiber. But it's not. It's only 6 because they're counting insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is fiber that you can break down, and there's 4 grams of that, and insoluble fiber is 6. So they're telling you there's 10 grams of fiber. So somebody's eating 20 grams of carbs, they're say they're eating 2 of these. I don't know. I don't know how many carbs it said. I forgot to look. But they're thinking they could deduct 10 right off of it. All right. And here they could only deduct 6. Yeah. So it's a big difference. Like some people are eating 2 avocados in a day, and they're thinking they could deduct 20, but in reality, they can only deduct half that, or around half of that, which is like 12. But MyFitnessPal, which I hate apps. I just hate them. That it confuses people, and my whole complaint about the difference between net carbs and total carbs isn't that the insoluble fiber should be taken off. I'm okay with that. If you know how to read a label and you know how to deduct the right fibers, go ahead, deduct it all you want, because you're right. It's not going to count towards your total carbs. All right, I get that. So, but don't count the soluble fiber too, because that's a mistake. That's what and the problem I have is that a lot of people in the beginning, they don't know how to read these labels. They don't know how to deduct the right fibers. They're taking MyFitnessPal's word for what they're doing. And I hate MyFitnessPal. I know they're probably going to watch this video and chastise us, but if we were somewhat important, but even though we have like only 6 people here, we're not that important, I guess. But we're not gonna ruin their sales, But I'm not a big advocate in those apps because they're misleading people. They're telling, sure. I just don't think
I think I mentioned it last episode as well, but some of the labels in Australia and around the world as well, they already deduct, like on the label, they already deduct the dietary fiber from the total carbohydrates. So people are going in thinking they're going to do net carbs, and they'll further deduct another whatever it is. So it's like, say it's something with 10 carbs, and they've already deducted the 5 grams of dietary fiber, then they still put the dietary fiber on the label. So then people are deducting another 5 grams of carbs, thinking they're doing 5 net carbs all up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I wonder.
People.
Martha said, "Oh my gosh, Steve, throw that stuff away." Yeah, I know this is gonna be one of those. But this proves how long I've been on this keto diet. This stuff's 4 years old. My wife doesn't eat this stuff because I don't make this stuff anymore, But so I wonder if Canada does that same thing.
For sure.
Yeah, does Canada do the same thing as Australia as far as the net carbs?
Sorry, say that again.
Does Canada do the same thing with the net carbs as Australia does?
Not sure.
I think the United States is the only one that doesn't do the net carbs. Nikki F says, so I'm wondering if MyFitnessPal is throwing me off. What do you suggest we use, Steve? I already know what you're going to say, a pen and... Well, that's it. I'm not going to change. Here it is. It's a pen and... Literally, like, here's my notes. What are my notes? In a pad. You guys think... And I have another kind of pad. This one here is a little fancy one. Leather with a strap. Yeah. But
the thing with MyFitnessPal is that like any Joe Blow can go in there and write down like the macros and the breakdowns of all different foods. So this can't be, unless you've got a label in front of you, you can't be always accurate with what you're eating there.
Right,
I've seen so many things on MyFitnessPal where you put it in and it's like 600 calories or something and then the serving sizes are different as well. So then you got to try and work that out, and it's just it ends up not being accurate.
Well, it ends up confusing people and frustrating people more than just saying, "All right, I just ate an orange for some reason. I don't know why I picked that, but I ate an orange. Here's my dietary fiber. Here's my grams of sugar. Here's da 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 da." There it is. It's on paper. Deduct it off of what add it all up at the end of the day, and hopefully your fats are 2/3 of your proteins, and then your carbs are under 20, and it's not that hard,
Yeah.
But I think it confuses a lot of people because MyFitnessPal gives you one, and I don't know. There's probably all these other apps out there that might be confusing people too, and so for me, this is my personal view. Like, I I'm not the keto police, but I just stick with total carbs because it's easier.
Yeah.
It's just easier. There's less stress. You're like, how many carbs should I eat? Just stay under 20, I guess. Stay under 20 that's what Dr. Westman says. Now, like I said, but if you want to deduct and you know for a fact what the insoluble fiber is, and by all means, go with the net carbs and deduct the insoluble fiber. I don't want to tell you not to do that because, that could be, you could know exactly what you're doing. And I'm okay with that. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're starting this out and you're doing net carbs and you're goofing it up, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. But I'm saying if and yeah, I guess if you're under 50 carbs, you're still low carb, but like Dr. Finney, Jeff Volek, Jimmy Moore, I guess even some of the other big ones like Tristan and stuff, they all say under 20 grams of carbs. It's eventually you could probably handle a little bit more. You could test it, but if you're trying to lose weight, I think under 20 carbs is a good goal. I think that's where you want to shoot for. And I know it's probably going to piss people off, but it's my opinion. It's my opinion. So you take it for what it's worth. Hey, we're at 8. I think that's our record for the day. I think
for today.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's the shirt. Here's the shirt of the day.
Shirt of the day. Nice.
I don't even know. It's hard to see. And then look at this swag. Huh? I also have one that says "Going Keto Podcast."
I think I saw that the other day on there when you did the thing with Amy.
That's right.
Nice.
How about that? What's your hat mean? What the heck does that mean?
Violent Gentlemen's Hockey Club.
What gentlemen?
Violent gentlemen.
Violent gentlemen?
Violent.
That's like an oxymoron, isn't it? Violent gentlemen?
Maybe a little. Maybe a little.
Like they slam you into the boards and say, "Oh, sorry, mate."
Good day, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just broke your tooth. Here's your tooth back. Yeah. Oh, Chapman.
Big gains, high carb. Oh, very good high carb. Yeah.
You don't even know what it means, do you? You just bought the hat.
Oh, it's Violent Gentlemen Hockey Club. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I'm gonna use their stuff.
I don't believe you. I don't know why. I think you're just full of it. Trying to see if there's anything I didn't cover. I'm trying to see. I didn't cover.
So basically, the government are making you addicted to sugar and spiking your food. And get all the money from you.
Yeah, and you know what their suggested solution is lately on this epidemic of sugar in the U.S. You know what their solution is so far? It's not that they're gonna take the blame for it and try to right the ship. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, we lied. Here's what we need to tell you because all of our facts were stupid and we were wrong and we all been misleading you for 40 years and probably killed all your dad, your parents and everything off and your aunts and uncles because we had them fooled and they were eating all this sugar. No, what they want to do is they want to tax sugar.
Oh, hit them where it hurts.
Yeah, they want to start increasing the cost of sugar or increasing the taxes on sugary products, which you already said 80% of the products have sugar in it. So at how much sugar is going to be the bad sugar that they're going to tax it to death? You know what I'm saying? Is it 12 grams
So
of
they do
sugar?
the same with a lot of things. They've done the same in the tobacco industry, especially in Australia, where they've taxed it to the point where
Oh yeah.
a pack of 25 smokes, which used to be, I don't know, $5 or $6, $10, is now $40. It was through the roof. Like,
I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, when I was a kid, my mom smoked, which eventually it killed her, but she smoked these Marlboro 100s, Marlboro Light 100s or something. Anyway, send me to the store to go buy them. I was like 7, and they didn't have rules back then where you had to be 16 or whatever the rule is now. But I never smoked my whole life. I hated it. The smoke bothered me. I always be like, Mom, cut it out. Like every time I'd sit at the table, all the smoke, no matter what seat I was at on that table, that smoke came right at me. Every time. It was like, my mom just said, it always goes towards the healthy lungs. I was like, yeah, well, you keep smoking like that, and they're not going to be healthy. So, but I remember they were like under $1.
Dealing with the same sort of thing, though, with dealing with people's addiction to sugar. And if they want to start taxing it, they're just going to make a lot more money, and then it's just going to make the problem worse because that's what they're already doing anyway, is making a lot of money.
I know. And all it's going to do is it's just going to increase the price, and the consumer's going to have to pay it because they're addicted. And that's why I like the ketogenic diet so much, because the ketogenic diet is getting people off of this sugar. It's putting all these sugary products out into a spotlight like we're trying to do. We're putting all this stuff, and yeah, I almost did one of you. But like all these products we're putting out there, we're letting people know, hey, this thing that says healthy request, heart healthy, it's a lie. Okay, this whole can, which is what I would eat. Okay, this wouldn't overflow a bowl. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous that this is 2 servings in this thing. Okay, and
it's a year out of date.
Is it? Was this out of date too?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably.
Knowing you.
Wait, what is the date? No, this is actually good. I took it out of my wife's cabinet. She's got a special cabinet where she has her food. And then I have this big giant pantry where all my stuff is. And
Jen's fault.
Yeah, it's Jen's fault. But this is 29 September 2019. So yay. I'm not yet. Oh, let's try to answer some questions here for the last couple minutes. We got any questions? Sure. What about non-keto? No, I said do they? Jason Wright. What about non-keto and inflammatory ingredients? Be more specific, Jason. What are you talking about? Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
Oh, Spivey. These hidden carbs, they're not hidden. They're just sitting in my thing. I found a nice spot
it's
for
important
them.
As well when you're looking at labels, I guess, to try and memorize all the different, like 40 or whatever, like 50 odd names for sugar. And I guess it's pretty important to learn all of those names so you can point it out in the ingredients, even though it might have the percentage or the amount of grams in it. You still have to know what sort of sugar you're eating. Right. It's exactly with the same thing with artificial sugars and stuff, because still a lot of those will still spike your blood sugar and have the same effect as sugar, regardless of whether they're artificial or not.
Right, absolutely. And usually if it ends in an ose, it's not so good. It's a sugar. Yeah. It's a hidden sugar. It's not going to be healthy. It's not going to be. I'm trying to find some. You're talking like high fructose corn syrup, or like if it like a dextrose, sucralose.
So they've got barley and then caramel and
there's so many others.
You don't really think of sugar.
Yeah. Amanda's all worried about her hold on.
Drinks you had.
Oops. I'm messing up here. What did I do?
Cranberry juice? No, stay away from cranberry juice.
I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on.
Vodka.
What did I do? Uh-oh. I'm still there.
What's Crystal Light? That's
I'm thinking we're still alive.
There's someone in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Are we still alive?
Yeah, we're still alive. I thought maybe I hit the wrong button. Anyway. Maltodextrin, bad. Don't do it, Nikki F.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too,
Yeah, maltodextrin's really bad. Maltitol, very bad. Very bad. Oh, she might be just throwing them out there. Amanda, I'm so worried about the drinks she had last night. The place I was at, very hard mixers. Yeah, you were drinking cranberry juice. That's a lot of sugar.
Just have it straight. If you're gonna drink alcohol together, just have it straight.
Oh, Jason gave us some examples like inflammatory ingredients. He was saying such like oils and such. Well, I guess we could talk about the oils, but I don't know what the such is. So the oils, you want to stay away from a lot of those hydrogenated oils and partially hydrogenated oils. They've gotten rid of most of the trans fat oils, so that's good. But it's the hydrogenated oils and stuff you want to really avoid. Vegetable oils, canola oils, stay away from them. Most of your salad dressings are going to have vegetable oil and salad and canola oil. Just they're terrible. They're just bad. What else do we got? Seed oils. Yeah, seed oils. Stay away from them. Just throwing some out. Just one. Seed oils, right? Jason said, yeah. Let's see, what else did we went? Delaney said, I went full keto master on my granny this past weekend. Uh-oh, this is going to be good. I think I have her on board. I was so proud. Oh, okay. She didn't hurt Grandma. All right. I thought this was going to be like she was admitting my grandma's like in a trunk in my car or something. I was like, oh no.
I don't think grandmas and stuff would need much convincing though, because
no,
lived the keto life previously anyway, pretty much.
Spivey says, Steve, I am keto police. You are under arrest. I'm not eating this stuff. Look, yeah, right. Like this cereal, it's still sealed. You know what I'm saying? It's not open. The pasta noodles, it ain't open. It's not open. You know, it's not like it was ever used. My mayonnaise, my good mayonnaise, it still has a little plastic clear ring on it. It hasn't even been touched. And you know what? I got 2 of these in the cupboard. Why? I don't even know. I was so excited when I got this. I was like, oh man, I'm going to try it. And I was like, what am I going to try it on?
Still give it a whirl.
Yeah, but
give it a go.
Just dip my finger in it. And, you know, I don't know.
It might be hotter now.
Yeah, right? Oh yeah, it might be. This is my wife's. I buy her like a whole bunch of these at Easter all the time. And she even asked me not to, but even though I bought them, she was still happy. She was like, oh, I'm all excited.
Spivey's on the whiskey tonight. So, do you have one for me, Spivey?
Spivey's on the whiskey?
For a little while now.
What's Jason write? Jason wrote, I got my mom throwing out food from her cabinet now. My dad isn't pleased. Yeah. Well, oh well.
What are you throwing it out for? Spent good money on that.
Yeah, right.
Need me Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops. What are mine? Cocoa Crispy Rice. That's what they are. Scrunchy. Have you ever heard of that?
What is it? Crunchy what?
Scrunchy. That's a whole made-up word.
Scrunchy.
Yeah.
It's what goes through their hair, isn't it?
Compare the great taste of Kellogg's Cocoa Crispy cereal. It says compare them. It's not even. It doesn't say we're like them. It just says compare it to them. That's what we're like. We're like that. We're just like compare it to them. And it says made with real cocoa. Like, I fell for this. I probably fell for this at one time. I don't even know how. Honestly, I don't even know why. And there's 5 or 6 of these boxes in the back of the cabinet. Why? I don't know.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops.
Right? You know which ones I really do miss, though? Matt, you know which ones I miss?
What's that?
That I wish I could just have one day where I could just eat whatever I want. And you know what I would eat? I would eat fruity pebbles.
The fuck? What are the Fruity Pebbles?
You don't know what fruity pebbles are?
No, they're like Fruit Loops.
No, Fruit Loops.
No,
Fruit Loops used to cut the roof of my mouth.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, fruity pebbles. I love fruity pebbles. Like I could sit there and smell the whole box, but like it comes in a box. I'm not kidding you. It's probably 2/3 the size of this box. All right, and still like $7 or whatever it is. I'm glad I don't buy cereal anymore, but that fruity pebbles, I could probably eat it in 2 bowls, the whole box. And if it's anything compared to what this is, no, they're not nasty, Delaney. They're not nasty. She's like, oh, nasty. Yeah, so I was probably eating.
Fruity Pebbles sounds like my gay friend.
Oh, don't go there.
Fruity Pebbles.
All right, say it only has 10 servings in that fruity pebble box, but the same sugar. It's probably 120 grams of sugar in one stop shop. That's 30 teaspoons of sugar. Yeah, that's probably what I was eating all the time. It's awful. Frosted Flakes.
I miss meat pies, if that's for anything.
Meat pies? Kids don't eat meat pies in America. We eat junk food, man.
It is junk food.
Meat pie?
It's nothing. Yeah, it's pastry and cheap meats.
I used to eat that. That was poor man's food, man. We used to eat those little pie. They were like little pies in a little metal tin, and we put them in the oven. And man, that was good stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old is arguing total carbs and popcorn right now. That's when you know you got trouble. Your kid knows total carbs. He's like, I got my limit. I'm not at my limit.
Don't hit my macros.
Yeah. What else we got?
That's another thing we're going to talk about as well. The amount of sugar that's in kids' food. Like, I looked at, like, we've got a little foster kid here as well. My girlfriend looks after, and we send him off to school every day with, like a sandwich and a juice. I guess you call it juice box.
Yeah,
like, juice poppers or whatever. Those the little tiny juice poppers have like 20 grams of sugar in them. Like apple juice and orange juice and black currant and apple juice and all that sort of stuff.
So are you gonna try to
wonder why it's bouncing off the walls?
Yeah, you're gonna try to ease him off of the sugar eventually, or what?
Yeah, he's a McDonald's fiend too, so he's just trying to wean him off McDonald's.
So yeah, that's awesome. I hope you do wean him off of that stuff because it's just not good. Like I guess they said, where did I have it? I have it here. Wait till you hear this stat. American men are eating 72 grams of sugar a day. Boys are eating 96 grams of sugar a day. Women are eating 44, and young girls are eating 72. Young girls are eating as much sugar as men in America.
Yeah, and that kind of statistic kind of feeds into the statistics you were saying last episode, where this generation of young people are less likely to survive as long as their parents.
Yeah.
Because we're feeding them sugar.
Yeah. Well, this is a good stat. Australia, actually, men, they cut down to 59 grams. Boys kicked down to 63. Girls were down to 42. I mean, women were down to 42, and girls are at 53. So you guys, in the last couple of years, you've really cut the sugar consumption.
In school, I know someone mentioned schools before, like we're trying to transition, but schools aren't. The schools over here, as I know, especially in the last 5 or 6 years, have started checking kids' lunch boxes, and they'll write letters home to the parents if it's unhealthy or unhealthy.
Really?
But if it's like chips or it'll just be, they'll send a letter home saying, "Oh, this isn't healthy. You need to pack this, this, and this," and it'll be like one thing of fruit, one thing of whatever they deem as healthy. I don't know what it is, but the team have started checking lunch boxes
and who's told them
or anything. They have a shop there, but I don't know. But the shop in the school that's closest to us.
I'm on live right now, just so you know. Give me 5 minutes. All right, buddy.
Delane says, glad my baby's starting to eat solid food so I can get away from the mystery baby food. Yeah, man. There's like the labels on baby food are pretty
Yeah.
fleeting.
My little niece or my nephew's daughter, he's feeding her kale and apples. Have you ever heard of that? Kale and apples together.
Kale and apples.
Yeah.
And baby food.
Yeah, it was like this green little applesauce stuff. It was green. So I guess the kale makes it a little healthier. And I get it. I get that you're, I guess.
They probably need sugar or some shit. I don't know.
They don't. No. It's weird.
No one needs sugar. That's the thing.
No one needs sugar.
Yeah.
It's not an essential food. Sugar is not essential. Carbohydrates are not essential. But fat is essential, and so is protein. So when people try to say, "Oh, that's just bad," you got to have carbs. No, you don't. If you understood the ketogenic diet, you would get it. You'd get it.
There's certain parts of your body that still need glucose, but your body can pull that from your protein. So there's literally no reason to have carbohydrates.
There is
sugars.
Yeah, there is.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm glad the U.S. has got this all under control, though. They're like, "Hey, we made a mistake, but we're going to tax you to kingdom come over it." Unbelievable.
Gluconeogenesis. It's not a bad thing, guys. Don't be scared of protein.
You like that word, right? Gluconeogenesis.
Yeah, it's the only technical one I can say. Get tongue-tied all it off once.
Delaney's kid is all about fruit. It's all about what you've started them on. Fruit triggers the brain. The sugar makes you happy. It's what it does. And unfortunately,
like I was saying before, it still has the same effect in your guts anyway. Like it sends those reward-centered good vibes to your brain, and it might not spike insulin as much as refined sugar would, but it still does. And still, your small intestine doesn't know if it's coming from fruit or chocolate cake. Like
no, it doesn't.
That's the same.
Yeah, and I don't know. Well, anyways, that's our episode on sugar and on reading labels. I hope we covered it well enough for you to understand it. I know we scattered all over the place, and we got fixated on my expiration dates, which is very sad. I don't even want to put any of this stuff back in the cabinet. It's like, why should I, right? Why should I put any of this stuff back? It should just go to the trash, but it's gonna go to the trash. Everybody, Delaney's like, throw it out. But you know what? Somebody needy might need this stuff. I know, that's right. But if they look at the expiration date, they'll probably throw it at me as I'm walking out the door. They'll be like, "Dude, don't give us crap." I don't know.
The homeless don't need it either.
Yeah, they might. Take it to a homeless shelter. I should. Yeah, that's what I should do. All right, that's what I'll do. It's all solved. Problem solved. You guys rock. Keep it up.
As well as being homeless.
At least Jason likes us. Jason says, keep it up. We're doing great. Keep on doing it. We are. We're going to keep on doing it, guys.
I'd like to point out that I do this podcast as soon as I wake up. So I haven't even had my morning coffee or caffeine or whatever.
You didn't even get to see my little meme I made today of coffee. I made a good one. It was cool. Took a picture of the coffee. Took a picture of the bulletproof coffee, and took a picture of bulletproof coffee with an egg in it. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried bulletproof coffee with an egg, you're missing out.
Doesn't the coffee cook the egg? Not the hot water?
You blend it so fast, it just mixes it right in, and it's not that hot. Coffee is, it's hot, but it's not hot enough to cook an egg. I wouldn't think. I don't know. I
should probably start drinking coffee.
You should. There's actually pretty good micros in it, little micronutrients. Anyway, and there's antioxidants in caffeine or coffee. It's pretty good. So it is what it is. What is this? Spivey says, I have sent a SWAT team to arrest Steve for his carby crimes. Oh man.
Good luck to the SWAT team, I'd say.
That's right. You're gonna. I'll send them back to you in a box. People, I still got this,
the hardest man to kill on the planet.
Yeah, that's right. We did, like the Middle Easterners used to say, they used to think that U.S. Marines had to kill one of their family members to become a Marine. They would ask that. They would say, "Do you guys have to kill a family member to become a Marine?"
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to kill mom.
Yeah. I said I had to kill two, and they would just look at you like, "Really?
Whoa.
What?
Brutal."
Yeah. Yeah, and they believe it, and you don't try to deter them. Let them believe whatever they want, as long as people stay away from you. It's like, all right. Anyway, we're not going to reminisce about the good old days of killing my family members, right? Yeah, but hey, we are going to be back next week. We haven't even decided what next week's even going to be about. I'm going to leave that up to Spivey. I'm sure he's got all the answers.
Let's ask them what they want to hear.
Yeah, Spivey's going to tell us what we should do our next one on. He's
first in, best dressed.
Yeah, it's between him and Jason and Delaney, our most trustworthy people right now. They stick with us for hours and hours. Oh, and Nikki's been here. Notebooks and pens. Yeah, that's what we should do one on, right, Nikki? Notebooks and pens.
Pen,
yeah,
here it is.
Oh wow, high tech. See, I got a pen here.
The company I work for, just did their old clear out of their stationaries.
Yeah. Here you go, Nikki. Here's the class. Pen, notebook, done. All right. Now we're done with episode 4 too, just like that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're at 77 minutes. That's a long time. Yeah, you need to. Is today Saturday for you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got nothing.
Gone fishing with the mates today.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully I can catch some dinner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't catch a shark. I watched Deep Blue 2 yesterday. You ever hear of it?
Deep Blue? No.
Yeah.
Is that David Attenborough?
It's like something about sharks, and they took every failed C actor, not even a B actor. They took like all the failed ones, and they put them in this movie, and they were just like, okay. And they
said C actor. I thought you meant like the actors that work on the sea, like Kevin Costner or something.
No, but they had like sharks in formation. They were like in a V formation. These sharks that were coming after people, and one guy had a little buzzer thing, and then the sharks would take off, or they would kill whatever they were going. So this guy tried to control them with this little snappy thing. That's about all I know, because the next thing I know, the credits are coming up, and my wife's like, and my wife wakes up and she's like, "How did it end?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm turning this thing off. Let's go to bed." I was like, this was perfect. It got me to sleep at like 9 o'clock on a weekend night for me, Today was my last day off. I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Back to the grind. All right, everybody. We are getting off for sure here. It's been 80 minutes almost. Thanks for everybody showing up. We're at 10 people. That's our record for the day somehow. Hopefully we start to get like hundreds of people showing up. That would be awesome. We would actually we wouldn't take this more serious. You can't. You got to make light of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to enjoy keto. All right. Hey, thanks for showing up, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for grabbing
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, get through your rough week, or your Shania, not Shania, what was it? Britney Spears week. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad you made it through your Britney Spears week. You shaved your head.
Walker's back, bitch.
Walker's back. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Hey, guys.